here. Welcome to this place in Empiresaal. You know it already because you've been here now for more than a week. And you're already in Heidenland, you know, you're acquainted what the climate is here, you know the halls, you know the Eisenstadt a little bit, you tasted the wine. And here they're poor, but very in simple conditions. And he was a boy choir in Vienna. It wasn't a fun time for him. He didn't have much money in his younger years, but at the end of his life, he was the most famous composer in Europe. He was wealthy, very respected. Everyone wanted to meet him who thought of himself to be important. So this is the story of Haydn, from rags to riches. Haydn, who was born in Austria, moved here then. But let's go into his biography step by step. In 1732 he was born in Rohrau, just north of the Leiter. The Leiter was the river who divided Austria from Hungary. So he was born there, and with 6 years he went to Hamburg. So this was his chance to get to his school. His uncle was there, a teacher, and Haydn moved there. In 1761 he was appointed Vize-Kapellmeister am fürstlichen Hofe der Esterhazys zu Eisenstadt. This means that he was the vice or deputy head of the music, or vice director here of the music here at this court where we are now in Eisenstadt. He had already a good name, and the Esterhazys always wanted to have the best, because they were always competing with the Habsburg family, with the emperor family. And so what the emperors had, the Esterhazys must have also. And so they brought here this young, not so young anymore, 29 years old, composer to Eisenstadt. And he started as the deputy director to Gregor Josef Werner, who was Kapellmeister at that time, but he was already older and not very well. And so Haydn had all the duties to work, but he didn't have the title. This changed in 1766. In 1766, after 5 years, Gregor Josef Werner died, and Haydn became head of all the music here at the Esterhazy Palace. And then, when it really started, he bought a house he bought his house, which is now the Haydn Museum, and the Prince Esterhazy, Nicholas II, decided to have his summer palace. Not only this one, but he has a summer palace which is now 40 kilometers east of Eisenstadt, south of the Lake Neusiedl, in the middle of nowhere. There were marshes there at that time, and still is, almost nothing. Millions or billions of mosquitoes during summer time. A terrible place to live, and the only one who enjoyed being there was the Prince Esterhazy. But every one of his court had to move there. He built an opera house there. He had a marionette theater there. He gave many festivities, and he had all his empire working for him just for pleasure. They had concerts every day. There were times where Haydn had to perform operas 140 times a year. In 1785, 140 times over. And besides this, composing symphonies and giving what they called academies twice a week. Academies were concerts like we know them today.